So what do you want?
What do I want? I want to use my degree for good. And in general.
I kind of meant like a muffin or a latte.
I want a job with a generous work-from-grocery-store policy.
You are here a lot.
Debbie, please, I'm working.
I want a job that will change the world.
Ma'am, this is a drive-thru.
And some nuggets.
With LinkedIn's new AI-powered job search, you can find roles that match your unique skills so you can dare to discover more. Visit linkedin.com/jobs to learn more.
How does PwC take your company to the leading edge? They bring the sharpest minds in tech to your team so you can bring the ideas that will transform your business. They're passionate about your industry so you can walk into any room with every advantage. And they're with you every step of the way so you can know you're headed in the right direction. PwC builds for what's next so you can get there now. Get started at pwc.com/us/leading edge.
Good morning, Crust. It's a great day to be a bread brother.
Ugh, mornings are not my jam. Or jelly.
Oh, come on. Stop loafing around.
I just woke up feeling hollow inside.
Psst, just grab one of the new Morning Uncrustables sandwiches, like Bright-Eyed Berry or Up and Apple, filled with 12 grams of protein and tons of deliciousness. Crust, what are you eating?
It's just granola, not even yogurt.
No crust, no fuss. Uncrust your mornings.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Skating Penguin Network. It's your host, Robbie, here again. It is the evening of Friday, January 23rd. Shockingly, we're already about to enter the final week of January here in 2026. And we have a trio of Penguins games to catch up on from this week as they are out west, perusing through Seattle and then into Alberta. But before we jump into those games, we have on the other line, as always, Snail. Snail, how are things out your way? Hopefully they are warmer and less snowy than what we are getting ready for here in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, dude, I've been hearing about what's going on the East Coast, man. And we're having our cold spell right now. And yeah, we've had some outlier years where maybe it gets down to 10, 11 degrees, but at night it's getting down to right around 32 degrees and everyone's losing their mind. And then it's been a really good streak of it's sunny every day. So it's it warms up to about 48, 49 or so. And then it drops down pretty significantly with those clear skies in the middle of the night. So yeah, I can't complain too much. By the time I'm up and going to work or whatever, it's there's no frost or anything. The sun melts it all pretty quick. But I hear that you guys are going through somewhat of a polar vortex.
Yeah, right now, as we record this, I just checked. It is -1 here where I am.
Fahrenheit?
And Fahrenheit, yes. It is -1. That is not with any wind chill or anything. That is the actual temperature reading on the thermometer. It is cold. It's supposed to get down to -4 this evening. And then tomorrow it's just a high of 12. But the bigger issue is we are staring down the barrel of potentially 2 feet of snow. 2 feet of snow on its way, starting tomorrow night into pretty much through Sunday into Monday morning. So it is, it's not looking great for us around here. Thankfully, the Penguins are out of town. That way they don't have to worry about travel or any fans or anything like that. It is cold. It is about to snow, and it is. We're definitely battling some pretty tough weather here this week. This is the first real winter we've had this year so far. So to make it to the latter half of January with relatively decent winter weather for this part for where we are, I'll take that as a win, and deal with the storms as they come. But speaking of wins, the Pittsburgh Penguins, Monday, it would have been it would have been Snail's neighborhood. They played in Seattle on Monday. It was a 5:00 game Eastern time. They take on the Kraken, and they walk out of there with the win. So we'll focus on that game to start before getting into the two Alberta games. But again, a weird start time, long travel before that. You only had a day off, but you get out there, you get a lead, you give it up, but you keep fighting. You just Seattle tried to fight back, but the Penguins starting off this road trip with a nice performance out in Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't end up making it to the game. I kind of figured I wouldn't. It was kind of I think it was like kids day. It was on the holiday.
Yeah.
It was at like 2 p.m. like my Pacific Standard Time. And I hockey and sports, they're for like, a large part of it is for the kids. But me personally, Robbie, I'm not trying to go be around a bunch of screaming children on my day off. So, but I watched the game intently, and great. It was nice to see them beat Seattle. I always want Pittsburgh to beat Seattle. I've felt that way since the first time they ever played, way back when Seattle first entered the league. And man, I mean, the Kraken, I don't really know what to make of them, dude. Like, I don't really, maybe much to your surprise, I really don't follow the Kraken like closely. Like, I don't. I mean, I really don't know a ton of what goes on with them. I don't know how their season's really been. I think they're in a playoff spot right now. Some people were actually, I heard, comparing the Penguins and the Kraken, like record wise, like they're very similar teams. I didn't even know the Kraken were having that good of a season, but it's been kind of tough sledding for the Kraken, except for that one outlier season. So, dude, it was good to see them get a win. I believe Brett Kulak, I want to say, was that his first as a Penguin?
It was first of the season and first as a Penguin, yeah.
First of the season, first of the Penguin. Man, Kulak's really reminding me of like Brian Dumoulin before the dip in his game.
Yeah.
He's kind of playing that role. So good to see that. There's, it's nice to kind of see some of these Connor Dewar. He's they mentioned it on the broadcast a couple of times. But Dewar actually played up here in Everett for the WHL. So he got 2, I believe, that game. I could be mistaken. I know he had
2. No, he had a shorty and then he had an empty netter. Yep.
He had a short-handed goal and an empty netter, so it was cool to see him score in a place that he's familiar with. Playing in Everett, I'm sure he's very familiar with downtown Seattle. Obviously, the Kraken were not here when he was in the WHL. But it was cool to see that, making the ties to some of the guys that have some, a little bit of some history in the Pacific Northwest in Washington. So, man, those are kind of my general thoughts on the game. The Penguins look pretty good. Stuart Skinner continues to look great. It's funny because I could hear through the television, I don't think Grubauer got the start. I think it was DeCord net. That's kind of like their main guy, but they do the Gru, every time he makes the save. But I heard the stews coming through. The Penguins fans really show out to these Seattle games. Penguins fans, I think in general, probably travel pretty well.
Yeah, they're widespread. Like after the steel industry collapsed, like a lot of people had to get out of town to go get jobs, and like they had kids in all parts of the country. Oh yeah, that's why like when you like Steeler games are all so populated with Pittsburgh fans. It's not. I mean, some travel obviously, but like especially your hotbeds like out west, like Arizona, up the coast into Florida, all the way up into like Seattle. Like especially with Seattle with all the tech jobs that they had up there, people ran to get those jobs. And yeah, they had kids out there. Their kids grew up Pittsburgh fans, just 3,000 miles away, and yeah, they take and a blessing for them. Like I guess if you're in Seattle, you could always make the trip to Vancouver all those years when Seattle did have a team. But now that you have a team right in Seattle, and then like the games in Phoenix were always heavy Pens fans. Even in Florida, like the Florida games, even when the Panthers and Lightning are good, a ton of Pens fans show out for those games. So yeah, we're just kind of Pittsburgh fans are spread all over, mostly due to economics, and it's definitely benefited their teams in the long run, being able to still support them even at these road venues that could be halfway across the country.
Yeah, pretty cool to see. I always have a good time when I go to the Kraken games when the Penguins are in town. I love the jerseys that I see.
Yeah.
Because, with the Pittsburgh history, like the Penguins history and like the players that played there, and you get the people that, like you said, maybe their folks were Penguins fans, or they carry that fandom from previous generations. It always reminds me kind of like a Comic-Con or something, like just the jerseys that you see. Like I'm always just pointing out like, oh, that person has an actual old Tocchet jersey on, or like, oh, that person's got a Georges Laraque jersey on, like they know ball kind of. And I'm not so much of a jersey guy like anymore at this age, but like I'll always wear my Kessel jersey, and I always get, I've gotten like old women from like Pittsburgh that have the Pittsburgh like accent, and they're like, "Oh, I love Phil Kessel. Like, I wish they kept him." It's just, I don't know. It's always a good time. So, and the Penguins have always fared pretty well against the Kraken too. Like it hasn't been. It's not much of a rivalry there, as some might say. They haven't really ever had that, despite the Kraken historically having a lot of ex-Penguins kind of on their team, seemingly at any given point in their short history. But yeah, man, it was cool to see. Like I mentioned, Connor Dewar, Brett Kulak, Justin Brazeau keeps his offense kind of going there. He got his 14th of the year. Ricard Raquel gets his 8th. I mean, just a good secondary scoring coming through, man. And that's kind of going to be a theme we're going to touch on as we cover these next couple of games too, man. So what were your initial thoughts on the game though, Robbie?
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in these kind of games. Long flight across the country. Yeah. Seattle's, they're in the playoff bubble. They're going to they just kind of been hanging around. And it's a weird start time, so you do have a little bit you have to adjust to the flight or the time difference. But no, I mean, they come out and they jump on the Kraken early. They get a nice 2-goal lead. They do end up giving away that lead, but shortly after, though, Brett Kulak gets that goal. Brazeau doubles up, and then even when Seattle clawed back a little bit, they just shut it down. This is now, I mean, it seems like they've certainly put behind those blown lead problems. It seems like those have been put to the wayside. They've definitely been closing down games much, much more efficiently than they were obviously a month ago. And it's resulting in wins. And at this point, this was, I believe, their 4th game in a row with a point, even though they had lost a few in there in overtime. But no, they'd refound their scoring touch by this point after a tough weekend about 10 days earlier. But no, a good depth scoring showing. Crosby still gets 2 assists, but I mean, you had Connor Dewar obviously with 2 goals. Brazeau just continuing to do what he's been doing all year, and then Wotherspoon and Kulak getting on the board. That's just a bonus when those guys are scoring. Things are definitely going right. But no, it's good to go into Seattle after the flight out and take care of business, especially with a tough back-to-back that was coming up later in the week with Calgary and Edmonton. Just good business to take care of, get 2 points, and kind of get this road trip started on the right foot. I mean, it's a tough road trip anytime. But getting it started with a loss would have definitely put them on the back foot a little bit. But they go into Seattle, get the 2 points, and move forward and head to Alberta for what was a Wednesday-Thursday back-to-backer. And it started on Wednesday evening in Calgary. And Stuart Skinner again gets the start. A very, very important game against a bad Calgary team with an Edmonton team that's giving you troubles the next night. Going into Calgary and a 4-1, another just clean, just comprehensive victory that makes it 2 in a row at this point. 2 wins in the first 2 games of this road trip. But again, the top 6, it was more of a show for them this game, but Stuart Skinner was good. The defense was good. And this was a game they did not have Chris Letang or Erik Karlsson in this hockey game, and not obviously known for their defense. That's still 2 major pieces to miss at any point. But they go out, a 4-1 win, another game where they led by a goal and just shut it down in the third period, and another big win on the road here against the Flames.
Yeah, man, missing Letang and Carlson, and then slotting. I liked the move to slot Ryan Shea like higher. Like he, he's had such a good year. Connor Clifton, he's been playing pretty solid too. I don't know. It feels right now. It seems like throughout the season there's been these, truly like it's not. I don't want to say roller coaster, but there's been some. There's been some highs and some lows. But right now it feels like the Penguins are kind of like that old feeling of like next step mentality. Like when someone goes down, they kind of just plug someone in, and they're playing. They're just playing well, and it's not really. It doesn't seem like a huge issue. Like the confidence, at least for me, when I'm watching them, they don't look like they're out there, struggling without these guys. But no, it was a great game. Stuart Skinner, no stranger to playing in Calgary. He's played much more heated games in that barn than this one was. But it's good to go in there and just handle business, dude. Like it doesn't. The Flames are not good. Like the Flames have played the Penguins tough too in recent seasons. Like it seems like they've been a team that when they go to Alberta and play them specifically, the Penguins have not had their best. I remember Kadri embarrassed them last year with just a crazy move, a little backhand toe drag type deal. I don't know if you remember that, but I certainly do. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see. I had a lot of confidence in Stuart Skinner. Ryan Shea is a more than capable defenseman. He's come a long way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an offensive explosion. You know what I mean? Like it didn't need to be. It was just a good game. So, dude, what were you thinking? Did you stay up to watch these games?
Yeah, I mean, usually they start at like 10:30 our time, which is like 7:30 out there. But these games were the Calgary game was 9:30. And then the Edmonton game the next night was 9. So that's much more feasible to at least get a decent amount of sleep. Just kind of watch it, then turn it off, and then head to bed. So it's not I'm not pushing it too hard with these earlier game times. But yeah, this was a nice one to stay up for. It obviously makes it more worthwhile when they show out like this. If they would have gotten blown out, I would have turned it off and went to bed earlier. But in this game, you have Malkin, who, I mean, you just got to just sign him. I mean, that's at this point.
What is there to talk about with Dubas and what is there to really talk about?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just hopefully just to put pen to paper is really, hopefully all you have plenty of cap space. I mean, this shouldn't be a hard conversation.
Did you ever think you'd hear Malkin's camp say they'd be willing to take a team-friendly discount?
He basically said he played for the minimum. Like he's just like
I just want goaltender.
Yeah, he basically just wants to play in Pittsburgh. I mean, just get it done. There's nothing really left to discuss. It feels like he's just every game he's just balling out in a different way.
He's not even playing center.
No, I mean. That's what's fantastic. Like if you can work him into a wing position and let some of these younger guys take on a center role, that is, I think, perfect for a guy like Malkin. I mean, he gets the opening goal here. He gets an assist on the second goal, which we're going to talk about Egor Chinakhov.
I was going to ask you, dude, this kid he's nasty, dude.
I don't know. I've never seen a guy that has a release like that to the point where it's just blinding how fast this puck is coming off his stick. And he doesn't even look like he's really winding up to shoot it that hard. It does not look flick. Yeah, it does not look. It's just a wrist flick. And the goal that he scored against Calgary in this game, it was a touch pass from Tommy Novak. And Chinakhov was actually falling away from
it was a fadeaway jumper.
Yeah, and Dustin Wolf had a clear look at the shot,
no screen,
and he could not react because it came off his stick so fast that it was by him before he could ever even see it, and it explodes off his stick. The goalies have no chance. And yeah, I mean, this guy, talk about change of scenery type players. He just comes in, they put him with Malkin, and he just starts showing out. And hey, like, change of scenery can sometimes be used to, like, this guy just sucks kind of thing. But so far, I mean, the returns on Chinnikov are fantastic, obviously. The shot is just lethal. It's just one of the craziest shots I think I've seen a guy cut loose. Just insane, the way the puck comes off his stick. And, yeah, I mean, he just fit right into this lineup, and he's contributing right away. A wonderful, wonderful pickup for Dubas here. But that line of Malkin, Novak, and Chinnikov is absolutely cooking right now. And you got to keep them. I thought they'd go back to the big body line with Brazeau, Malkin, and Mantha. But, man, the way that Malkin's playing with Chinnikov and Novak right now, that line is cooking, and you just got to keep them together until it's not working anymore, because right now they are producing every game.
Dude, Igor Chinnikov is a shooter. Like, he's a pure shooter.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me because, like, and maybe it shouldn't be that weird, but you know, when the Penguins, like, when he came over, the Penguins he's played 12 games with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
They have had a couple of stints during that 12 games where the team was not good, but Chinnikov has scored in some of those games, or he's factored in the shootout. Like, you know, I think he has the most shootout goals on the team right now. You could maybe double check that, but I'm pretty sure I saw a stat that out of all the shootouts taken, he's scored the most, and he's been with the team only 12 games or so. In 29 games with Columbus this season, he's got 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. In 12 with the Penguins, he's got 5 goals and an assist. Dude, that line, him, Malkin, like you were saying, him, Malkin, and Novak, like, that's your second. Like, dude, he's a second line sniper, is what we got, I think, in this guy.
Yeah.
He's fast, too, man. Like, he back checks, very unlike, you know, sometimes Russians get a bit of a you know, it's all skill, no defense. I've seen Igor Chinnikov hustle on the back check and, like, pick a pocket here and there. Like, he's no slouch, dude. And he's 24 years old, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's 24. Yeah. He's got, like, a 93 mile an hour wrist shot. And I don't even think he's getting power play time right now. So
he's not really. No.
I mean, dude, this could be, you know, it's just, you know, one man's junk is another man's treasure, or whatever the stupid saying is. This Igor Chinnikov, dude, and he's wearing 59 out there. It's like, dang, Gensel never had the shot. He had the speed and the IQ.
Not like that. Not that kind of shot.
Dude, he even for like a 40 goal score, he never had like a lethal wrister or anything like that. One time or even. They have the same number. He's no Jake Gensel, at least that we've seen as far as IQ goes, but holy moly, this guy has definitely got a knack for scoring goals, and I'll take him on my team any day.
Yeah, he's just been on a roll since coming over, and it was mentioned we'll talk about the Edmonton game here in a second, because he had another just absolute rocket in that game. Phil Bork said on the broadcast that, like, Chinnikov doesn't wait when he gets the puck. Like, he doesn't dust it off. He doesn't handle. He just fires it, and it is nothing fancy about the shot. Like, he's not. It doesn't look like he's doing anything out of the ordinary. No weird angles or anything like that. He's just letting it go, and
he's not even doing like the bicycle kick that like Phil Kessel would do when he's about to unload a blister, you know, where he goes on one leg. It's just he's very stoic when he shoots.
Yeah, he's very, like, disarming as a shooter, and I mean, it's not like he's a rookie who just showed up in the league where these guys don't have a look at. Like, they've all seen. I mean, he has played his fair share of NHL games before coming to Pittsburgh, and it's just an opportunity. He's playing with better players in Pittsburgh. I mean, he went from playing with heavens knows who in Columbus, whatever jobbers they had him with, to playing with Evgeny Malkin and Tommy Novak. And again, Tommy Novak has been exceptional for the Penguins this year. He's been
I think he's figuring it out more and more.
Yeah, I mean, he was coming off some kind of significant injury that ended his season early last year. He only played with the Penguins like 2 or 3 times before going down last year. And then it's tough to say how much that injury disrupted his offseason. But, man, once he got his game legs back, Tommy Novak has been he's incredibly valuable because you can play him in literally any position. Like, he can play on the power play, he can kill penalties, he can play the first line, he can play the fourth line, he can do just about anything. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, he has the skill level to make passes like he did to Chinnikov on this. Like that would all he had to do was get it in the vicinity of Chinnikov's stick, and he just a touch pass after getting a cross ice pass from Malkin. And he just does everything well. Tommy Novak just does everything well. And I think that on top of him being like a Swiss Army knife type player, has been one of the biggest factors in the Penguins' success. Is when a guy goes down, you have a guy like Novak who it sucks to break up a line that might be working, but man, he can go down to the third or fourth line and put in the minutes down there, back checking, forechecking, kind of grinding away. And then when he gets back to the top of the lineup, that skill shows when he's playing with guys like Malkin. So, that line is just, it's so, I mean, you have a great passer in Novak. Malkin can still do about everything. And then Chinnikov just shoots the puck like they put a rocket launcher on it. Like, it's just, it's an incredibly, they all have the good assets to make that line work right now, and it is working. And maybe there's a Russian thing there too with Malkin and Chinnikov. I mean, they all kind of, you had Malkin and Gonchar all those years. You had like, they always talk about like these Russian guys having a
kind of like instant chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry, but also having like a role model or someone that they can speak to, because now again, Chinnikov obviously been in North America for a little while now, but like you go from playing with nobodies to playing with one of the 10 greatest Russian hockey players of all time. Like that is quite an upgrade for a guy like Chinnikov, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity. He was fantastic against Calgary. He's been fantastic since coming over, and I'm really excited to see him get more and more opportunities because he balls out when he gets when he's getting these chances. So
he does. And man, you're right about that. And I don't really see him really slowing down because, like we had said, like I think you just put him with a centerman that can get him the puck, and he just knows what to. He's got one thing on his mind when he gets that thing, and it's no toe drags or dangling or anything like that. It's just, I'm going to roof this and tuck it under the bar.
Yeah, I don't know if he is the kind of player that is going to create a ton on his own. I think he probably relies on a strong center.
Yeah,
and he has that now.
Yeah, that's something that the Penguins have a lot of is center.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really know the Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, they had Fantilli, and they got, up the middle. I don't think they have a ton of, centermen that can do, Tommy Novak's a very skilled player. He's not perfect, and there's not a lot of perfect centermen in the league, but he's figuring it out. He's definitely building some chemistry there with his two line mates. Tommy Novak was kind of a late bloomer anyways, I think. Like, I think he was undrafted. I don't know if you remember much about it, Robbie, but there was a year he popped off in that Wayne Gretzky Holinka Cup.
Yeah.
He was nasty in that, and that's where he kind of got, I think he got I don't think he was drafted, but the Predators ended up getting him, and then we happily took him off their hands. And I like what's going on with that. And speaking of Tommy Novak, did you see his goal where he absolutely, I mean, who's that? Dustin Wolf's jock is still in the rafters. When Tommy Novak,
that was in, of all the, like, they have been scoring beautiful goals during this like stretch here too. Like, so somebody even said, like, after that sequence. The next shootout should be Chinnikov, Kindle, and Novak. Like, that is the three guys you roll out there. But no, Novak.
Absolutely.
I mean, Novak, he had a 2-on-1 too. Like, it wasn't like he didn't have options. But no, he just goes and he goes forehand, backhand roof job over the shoulder of Dustin Wolf. And yeah, again, Wolf, he got blown. The Chinnikov shot blew him away. And then Novak just goes and dances him in tight. That was probably, like, again, they're both insane goals just because of how they happened. But Tommy Novak, of all people, going and doing that was just incredible. Yeah, just no chance for Wolf on that. Just silky smooth mitts and just under the bar, over the shoulder, under the bar. Beautiful, beautiful goal.
Yeah, I kind of like jolted when I saw that because he was running out of real estate there on his off wing, and I'm like, oh, dude, you're blowing the 2-on-1, but then he goes psych, and he just does a little deke action, forehand, backhand over the shoulder of Dustin Wolf, and I mean, at that point, it was just insult to injury for the Flames. I believe when we first were talking about them, I said it wasn't an offensive explosion this game. It was 4-1. But it wasn't like a 6-2 game like the Kraken. And I mean, we'll talk about Edmonton in a second where they scored a number of goals against old Tristan Jarry. But yeah, man, Calgary game had me feeling pretty good and looking forward to the Edmonton game the next day.
Yeah, and I won't lie, like, coming off this game, having to go to Edmonton the next night, and Edmonton, a team that's giving you fits the past few years. I mean, Draisaitl and McDavid earlier this season combined for 7 points in a rout against the Penguins back in December. But, hey, the Penguins are rolling right now. They're feeling good. They've been on fire since Christmas, and they shell-shock the Oilers in that crowd. 3 goals in the first 3 minutes, and they all coming within 37 seconds of one another. Anthony Mantha scores 2 in 22 seconds. Takes a beautiful feed from Justin Brazeau on the first one and shovels it past Tristan Jarry. And this was like Mantha's, like, I think it's his first goal this month. Like, he really went into a dry spell there. Mm-hmm. And then he gets 2, bang, bang. It's 2-0 before you can really even get settled in. And then a beautiful play by Ryan Shea, just getting the puck into an area. And then Sidney Crosby was in the slot when he deflected. Like, he was in the slot when he deflected.
The bumper position.
Yeah. He takes a little Ryan Shea floats the puck into an area. Crosby deflects it from the slot over past Tristan Jarry. Jarry doesn't know what happened. The puck's bouncing out of the net. It's 3-0 in the blink of an eye. And it was just, even as a fan of the Penguins, like, yeah, I love this. And wow, I am stunned that, like, this has played out this way. Just an ambush from the opening faceoff.
It was an ambush. That's what it felt like. It felt like this was an outright attack on Tristan Jarry. But I mean, I don't know, man. It was like, for one, it was, I guess, I'm wondering if Edmonton fans were at any point feeling what we've been feeling at times throughout the Tristan Jarry experience when he was in Pittsburgh. And I mean, good for Mantha to get back on the sheet, because he's been a streaky player in this past at times too. So good to see him get back there on the score sheet. Sid's deflection, Pavelski had the reputation for being the greatest guy at tipping pucks, but that was like, only Sid can do that. Like, the chop tip, and he even kind of lifts his leg. It like goes between his leg, and it just kind of goes over the shoulder of Jarry. It was on purpose too. Like, people are like, it's like, no, that wasn't a hope play. Sid's like, I'm putting it on net.
Yeah.
Edmonton they looked like a beer league team that night.
I mean, they looked complete. Like, I mean, yeah, the Penguins just ambushed them off the draw. And this is a team that, again, if you're coming off the game the night before, the best way to probably start that is to just try to build a lead. That way, when the legs start to go, you can maybe hold on. But, I mean, I did not expect them to just ambush them like this. I mean, this is 3 goals, like, before you could, like, sit down in your chair. Like, it was just, like, bang, bang, and just constant. Like, I couldn't even keep, like, Twitter was, like, all over the place, and, like, the notifications, they were coming in, and, like, I was trying to keep up with everything, and just an absolute mayhem start in this hockey game. And for a team going up against a team that has given you all these problems, to just come out and just go build a 3-0 lead within the first 3 minutes, just an absolute, fantastic way to start this game. You couldn't ask for a better start, obviously. But again, against a team like Edmonton, 3-0 it's a nice lead, but it's nowhere a guarantee, especially when you know they're going to start double shifting McDavid and Draisaitl together. But hey, credit where it's due. The Penguins, they give up a shorthanded goal in the second period. At this point, I'm thinking, boy, they really not great to do that. But again, they settle, they take control back, they get 2 more in the second. Evgeny Malkin again with a big performance here. A beautiful pass to Rickard Rakell, who just absolutely ropes one past Tristan Jarry. Remember, Jarry was in for all 6 of these goals too. Like, they really, the Penguins were really taking belt to ass to their former teammate here. Rakell rips one past Jarry. Malkin made a beautiful pass here, opened up some space with his eyes, and then Rakell doesn't miss. And then,
did Jarry even know what happened when he saw 59 coming down the wing there?
We didn't even get to that one yet. We have Evgeny Malkin pickpocketing Connor McDavid. He tried to handle an Evan Bouchard pass, and he didn't quite, but Malkin picked his pocket. And then we talked about Dustin Wolf having his jock in the rafters after what Tommy Novak did.
Incinerated.
Tristan Jarry just fell apart when Evgeny Malkin.
It melted off of his.
Yes, it literally just melted. He kind of did like a little feint with the puck and just slid it right between his legs. And it just, it's 5-1 at this point. And man, McDavid was visibly angry.
I love it.
After this goal, visibly angry, going to the bench.
Who was he angry at?
I don't know if he was angry at Bouchard or himself, but I mean, I'd be mad at myself too if a 39-year-old picked my pocket and then skated away from me.
Yeah, but it's Evgeny Malkin.
I understand, but like,
still,
Connor
he's
McDavid,
like the skater in the world.
Yeah, but he goes and dances Jarry, leaving him helpless. Maybe he's mad at Tristan Jarry. I mean, that's like Penguins fans. That was like their default setting for 3 years. It's Tristan Jarry. Like, we're just gonna be mad at Tristan Jarry.
Well, yeah, because like, look whose fault is all that? He puts your mind in a pretzel, man. That Jarry. He makes you go, whose fault is it? Like, who am I blaming here? But he's always a part of it. You know, it's always like he's always a part of the equation. So you find yourself questioning. I'm like, did they just light Jarry up, or did the team fail him? That's what I asked myself for like 3 years.
Well, they had plenty of fun lighting him up against on Thursday night. Jarry had a .727 save percentage in this game. Malkin completely embarrassed him. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was the Sheilov show.
Yeah,
on Thursday. Sheilov, who is cooking right now, as well, playing great in goal after a little bit of a stumbling block, but really coming around. A nice tandem with Stu Skinner right now. And then in the third period, we talk about Tristan Jarry having a bad time. You thought the Dustin Wolf one was funny. Igor Chinnikov shot a puck so hard, nobody knew it went in except Igor Chinnikov. Credit the ref for calling it on the ice, because I don't like watching that live. I don't know how in the world he made that correct call at all.
Jari thought he might have still had the puck.
Yeah, I mean, he took this pass. Who was that pass from? That was from
Novak.
That was Novak again. That's right.
I think.
It was. Yeah, it was Novak. I have
the
box
assisted by Tommy Novak.
He takes it. It hits his stick, and it's off his stick within a fraction of a second, and it bounces off that back bar in the goal. And again, the ref stopped play right away.
Malkin shot the puck back on net like he thought. Like
I thought it would be really funny if that would have went in. Malkin shot it back like he didn't know what was going on. Eventually, everybody figured the ref called it. Chinnikov knew right away because he was celebrating as soon as that thing bounced out. But that thing was shot so hard, and again, everybody thought it just rung the crossbar or something. And they showed the replay very clearly, a goal. No, you can't argue that. But man alive, you thought Dustin Wolf was befuddled. Tristan Jarry's still looking for where that puck coming from. He had to have heard something. Like, that thing had to be like a whistle on it.
Well, he was still playing his position. And then they were like, they stopped the play. And he was looking around like, what are you talking about? And it's that puck's been.
They're ready to drop the puck at center. Right? Like, that puck was back. Well, Malkin shot it back on goal. It's really funny that Malkin was the one, like, shooting the puck
like,
back.
Oh, this is a cookie for me.
Yeah, it would have been funny if he would have scored it and then started celebrating on his own.
Yeah, that would have been very Malkin-esque too. But was that shot from him? Like, did they clock that?
I don't know if they clocked that, but that's one of the most impressive shots I think I've ever seen.
It was a picked corner, and it was so nonchalant, and it was.
It is everything he does is nonchalant. Like, it's not like you said about Kessel looking like Kessel, like he had the super bend on his stick, like everything was wound up. This dude just gets the puck on his stick and shoots it, and it goes like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, is that the equivalent of like in baseball, someone hitting like a piss missile? That's just, like I'm trying to think of like I'm not that read up on baseball, I guess. I'm trying to think, but like, is that like a no doubter home run piss missile that you hear it crack off the bat and you're just like, that's in the.
That's one of the. It makes the noise where you just like that ball's going to the moon. Like you just know, like. Yeah, it's just a no doubter. Like, and he's so, like you said, nonchalant, but like so deeply confident in his shot. Like, he knew it was in as soon as he let it go. Like, he knew it was in. Like he's like, you can review it. It went in. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can say whatever you want. That puck went in the net.
He might have been the only one on the ice that had an idea of what just happened.
I at first, like, it took me, like, it happened so fast. I was watching. I'm like, go in the net. It did go in the net.
I think the commentators. What's his? I always want to call him Mears, but it's not.
Josh Getzoff,
Getzoff, and the old 2-9er. We're calling.
Yeah, Phil Bork. Yeah. Oh yeah, Phil Bork.
Phil Bork was like, I don't know, and I think Getzoff was like, I think that went in, and then they're like, yeah, that was a goal, and it's like, wait, let's run this back, and it's like. I mean, the puck's basically invisible in the replay. It is.
You're just looking for like a black streak, and you see it hit that back bar, and you're like, okay, good goal.
Need that old ESPN like the glowing puck for that shot.
Yeah,
just for Chinnikov.
Yeah, and again, he's come to Pittsburgh and has completely owned his role, and he's supremely confident. He's playing with talent. And this is the result. He's just playing good hockey. And the Penguins, as a result, are playing great hockey. Edmonton claws one back late from Matthew Savoy. The final is 6-2. The Penguins at this point are on a 3-game winning streak. Points in 6 straight. Points in 10 of their last 12. And I looked it up. They are 10-2-2 since Christmas. So when I said back before Christmas, they just need to get away from the ice and avoid hockey at all costs for those few days. It turns out I was right in my analysis. I don't know what exactly happened over Christmas, but they are not a bubble playoff team. This is an outright playoff team. This is a good hockey team. Pittsburgh, you have a good hockey team again. And
second in the Metro. They're 6 points up on Philadelphia. Actually, Philadelphia, I believe
they won tonight, but
they won tonight against the Avs. But 4 points up on the Flyers.
5, I think, now up on Washington. You have a little bit of breathing room now, and again, this week coming up, you have Vancouver on Sunday, Chicago, and the Rangers. That is a massive opportunity to keep this ball rolling. You get home, you're back on home ice after the Vancouver game, obviously, but the way you're playing right now, this is not a team that is like getting lucky. This is not a team that is surviving on a goaltender standing on their head. This is a team who is burying other teams. This is a good hockey team. And we can put aside like the start of the season where we're like, let's see how it lasts, the struggles in December. This is who the Penguins are at this point. That is a good hockey team. Are they in the top 5 Stanley Cup favorites? I don't know if there's an Eastern Conference team in the top 5 Stanley Cup favorites.
No, they're all out west.
Yeah, but this is a team that could very well host the first round playoff series. They have played very good against teams like Detroit and Tampa Bay, and they beat the Hurricanes. They're playing Metro teams very well. This is a team that is ready to be serious about these next couple weeks. Like, we're not talking about like who they're getting rid of at the deadline. We're talking about who might be coming in. Like, this is, if you're listening to this is what we've kind of waited for. Like, Snail and I have never done this with a team that was good. And it's been a long time since we really had the vibe of like, this is a serious hockey team. And I am thrilled that we're going to get to go on this journey because I love covering a good hockey team. We are truly blessed to have good hockey teams in Pittsburgh. Yeah. I know I'm talking like I'm a Sabres fan right now. Like, this team, like we haven't seen a playoff berth since I was like
before you were born.
Before I was born. No, this is just everything about the Penguins and the fan base is very fun when they're good. This is a very good hockey team right now.
They're good, man. Yeah, like, and there's been makings of a good team, and there's been times where there have been bad habits, and they had a lot of bad habits coming off those last couple Sullivan years, man. Like, it was Muse has done it. Dude, credit to Muse, credit to Kyle Dubas, Kyle Dubas has been, he's human. Like, not every move he's made has been great. Like, it took a lot to get rid of, to move on from Jari. Like, he signed him. Ryan Graves is still, up and down in the AHL, coming up and down from the AHL. Like, that's a Dubas guy. They're going to have a big decision. I don't think it's a big decision, but they have a decision to make. He has a decision to make with Evgeny Malkin, who is, I think, is he point per game? He's got to be like point. I think he's only got 11 goals, but
he missed all that time too. Let me see what Malkin's sitting in. It should also, I did look it up last night. Malkin is 39 points in 35 games.
So come on, I mean, that's when you got
you don't
who's point per game and he wants one more year. What are we talking?
You don't let point per game players, especially when they're willing to take less money, when money isn't even a problem for you. Like, again, it could fall. The wheels could fall off next year. Who cares if you're paying him like $3 million? Like, what does that matter? Like, it's Evgeny Malkin. Like, Evgeny Malkin should not be any questions. And again, I think he's gonna I think it's more or less just getting to the Olympic break and like dealing with all that there. I don't foresee him not playing in Pittsburgh next year at this point. I think that is unavoidable. I think there would be actual riots if that would not happen. But
I'd be rioting.
Yeah, I mean, you have like the goaltending has figured itself out. Like, are we now at the point where Stuart Skinner is in Pittsburgh next year? Like,
that's a spice meat. I want Stu Skinner in Pittsburgh.
Like,
I think he just fits, man. Like, I feel like he's just a good goalie. And
he wants to prove them wrong. Like the trade now is even more insane. Like, think about that.
Did the Penguins fleece the Oilers?
What if Kulak is good? Like, again, he's just doing, like, all he does is his job. Like, he's not flashy. I mean, he's like a slightly older Parker Wotherspoon. Like, he just does his job. Like, there's nothing crazy there. Like you said about Stuart Skinner, like I said, like, he looks like he's literally, like, from Pittsburgh. Like he just looks like he's from Pittsburgh.
I think the guys love him too. Like, I see them like they're always yucking it up together when I see them, and it's like when I get glimpses on the TV, Sid's always chuckling with them. Like, Stu, he talks about his fan. He just seems like a guy I want to drink like 12 light beers with, and like
he's been here like 5 weeks, and we're already getting Stu chants from fans. Like that is how you endear yourself to a fan base. And again,
he's been to back-to-back Stanley Cups, and he was like second in Calder voting, and somehow we turned Tristan Jarry into that.
Yeah, and like again,
Cal Dubas, like we had anything to do with it. Dubas did.
Yeah. Ryan Shea is playing fantastic hockey. Like, everybody is just.
But it's like it's not like a fluke. Like, they developed Ryan Shea.
Yeah,
like he's
Ryan
getting
Shea
opportunity.
Yeah, like they got him off waivers, and they slowly developed his game while getting him NHL action. Like, they didn't just be like, you're going to go play with Chris Letang. Like, you are going to get slowly seasoned. You're going to be in the AHL a little bit. Jackson Ivany kind of the same way. I thought Jackson Ivany died on the ice last night. Like,
I did too, man. That was brutal.
That was a Bouchard shot too. Like, Evan Bouchard can uncork it. And I thought Jackson, the fact that he got off the ice without needing like a guy carrying him was pretty remarkable. And not only that, he came back.
What about him being on the ice squirming like that, and then he actually throws his body in front of another shot?
Yeah, I mean, he just went out there and just kept.
That's like
laying it on the line, like a dude that, again, he's a guy that's kind of playing for a roster spot, because when everybody's healthy, like, he does sit sometimes. I mean, that is the nature of an NHL roster. But
and
like,
the right side is a little clogged.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and he just he knows he's a guy that's gonna occasionally get a press box game. But hey, when you're in there, you got to make it count. And he takes a clapper off the ankle, and then just looks like he's basically skating on one leg. But no, I mean, yeah, they're playing good hockey right now. And
they got heart too, which is something that I feel like in past years they haven't had.
Oh, dude, there was, again, it got really pathetic there in December. Like, it felt like they were just giving up in some of those games where they were blowing leads. But credit to, I don't know what was said between Dan Hughes.
Got back.
Yeah, that, again, at the end of the day, that
would be hard, man.
Yeah. But like, Dan Muse is pressing all the right buttons. Kyle Dubas is just not missing. Knock on wood that continues.
Igor Chinnikov might score 25 or 30 goals.
It would be really funny if he ended the season with like 20 goals somehow.
Well, what has he got? How many games played does he have this year? He's got, let's see, 30, 40, 42, or 41 games played. If he rifles off, I'm telling you, Igor Chinnikov is going to end the year with 26 tucks.
26?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, he's scored in 3 of the last 5 games.
He's got 8 on the year so far.
Yeah. I mean, he has 30 games left ish. I mean, just having him out there, he's just scoring goals, guys. That's what he does. He shoots the puck about 1 billion miles an hour. Goalies aren't ready for it. As long as it's on
the best pure shot on the whole team.
Oh, he's pure shot, like lining up. Yeah, I think so. I don't know who else I would really even put in that category. Maybe Raquel. I mean, that's probably about the only pure shot guys I'd really say. Kendall has a pretty nice shot when he cuts it loose.
It's an 18-year-old shot too, though.
Yeah,
so it's got time to season. But...
yeah, I mean, Crosby's not like necessarily a pure shot. Neither it's Malkin. I I mean, with Crosby's deflection, that was just absurd. Like, even the announcers, like, I watched the clip of the Sportsnet and the Canadian announcers.
Yeah,
they were like, what? How?
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I've heard a couple of reactions of people just being like maybe there were some people that were really good at hockey that are commenting on these, that are commentating or like between the benches, and they're just like, what in God's green earth did I just see?
Yeah, what do you? And nothing Jari could do. No goaltender, short of that puck flying right into his chest, is stopping that. Like, yeah, I mean, they're just, again, I was really like concerned about this game for the fact of everything, like coming off a game the night before. Edmonton gives you fits. They go out there, they blow them out 6-2. Connor McDavid doesn't have a point for only the 9th time this year. It's only the 3rd time that both him and Draisaitl were kept off the score sheet in the same game. Just a thorough beatdown of an Edmonton team. Felt like they got that lead and then they just kept just beating them, and just they're playing confident hockey. They're playing solid hockey. Everything is clicking. Special teams. They're in a very good position right now, and
good that Brian Hayes of TSN put it out there.
God.
Who the Penguins add? They're going to be adding at the deadline. How do you not sign Geno Malkin?
Brian Hayes said that. Wow,
he did.
That had to kill him to say that the Penguins might be adding at the deadline and not trading Sidney Crosby.
I'm sure it kills him. I think it the only reason they talk about the Penguins is because Kyle Dubas, I think, is here.
Dude, Kyle Dubas leading the Penguins to a Stanley Cup would cause. I mean, Toronto, like Canadian hockey media would have. I mean, that would be like doomsday for that. Like that would just destroy every possible like narrative.
Toronto might not even make the playoffs.
Yeah, that would be even funnier. If the Penguins do in Toronto.
Crazy.
The funniest things are obviously Kyle Dubas winning a cup in Pittsburgh at any point, because that would just blow up especially if Sidney Crosby's still there. Like that blows up every narrative. 2, the Penguins making the playoffs and Toronto not. 3, the Penguins making the playoffs and eliminating Toronto at some point.
I was thinking about it today, or maybe it was yesterday. What if the Penguins make the playoffs and Ottawa doesn't? And
you mean
Ottawa?
Toronto?
No, I mean Ottawa, because the Penguins ended Ottawa's playoff run with Kunitz ended it with the double OT.
Oh yeah,
and then they've rebuilt, and the Penguins have retooled since then, and they might be back in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's fair. The Penguins have literally they ended Toronto's like era of Toronto hockey or Ottawa hockey, and then in the process, the Senators underwent like an 8-year rebuild, and the Penguins have rebuilt in like 3 years and are back. Yeah, that would be that would be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's the case for a couple of other teams too.
But I mean, like look at the Rangers, like
dead last in the East.
They got our coach. Like they thought
he swapped coaches.
Basically, yeah, he was an assistant. Like that has to drive them insane. That like
they brought Sullivan in to be like, this is our win now coach. Like he's going to help put us over the top. And they're talking about maybe first overall picks selling. They wrote a letter to their fans. So you think you think he did not sign up for that?
No, that's like the second letter they've written them in like the last 5 years, which is really funny as well.
Yeah.
No, like they thought Sullivan was like the missing piece to get them. Like it's the coaching, and they're worse now than they ever were under Laviolette. Like, and again, I don't think it's all Sullivan's fault, like at all. I think that's just a poorly built team. Like, good thing we're only taking like 3 of them to the Olympics. Like, good thing we're only taking 2 of their forwards. Yeah,
Trocheck.
And not
they're depth pieces too.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, go get me Jason Robertson.
Have you heard that chatter?
I mean, again, nothing concrete, but like, other than like, if he would be available, the Penguins would aggressively go after it potentially. Like, again, nothing like, oh, they're talking or anything like that. But
I heard is available. Elliot Friedman said that Shane Wright in Seattle is available. They haven't really developed him. He was consensus first overall pick, ended up going fourth overall that one draft. And
could that be the next Igor Chinnikov?
That's what I'm like. Doesn't that kind of fit the Penguins kind of mold of like
the way that Dubas has operated since like the last 2 years? Shane Wright for a couple. I mean, they have like 1 billion picks, and money's not an issue. I mean, Shane Wright would kind of fit that mold of like guy that first round pick did develop correctly. Let's get him in here. Let's get him on the ice with like these superstars, and hey, let's see how it goes.
Shane Wright's Canadian. He knew he was going first overall since he was like 8 years old. And then it didn't pan out that way. COVID got in the way. I'm like, you put him with Sidney Crosby for a couple of weeks and they skate together and maybe work on a few things. And it's like you put him in. Dan Muse gets in his ear and kind of shows him how that they're playing right now. And
isn't Shane Wright American?
No, Shane Wright's Canadian.
Is Matty Beniers American?
He's from Boston. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, I know the difference between. I get their nationalities mixed up.
Yeah, no, I could see. Yeah, but yeah, he was Shane Wright's Canadian, man. So
did you by chance see how the Flyers lost the other night?
I heard something about the Flyers. Was it awful?
So they were up. They're in Utah. They're up 3-0. They blew that. Well, they blew it down to 4-3. They have an empty net. Utah does, and Garnet Hathaway gets like basically a breakaway on the empty net.
Oh, no.
Skating down there. Do you remember the Patrick Stefan moment when he played for Dallas? Yes. He did that without falling down. He got his pocket picked by, I believe, Clayton Keller, I believe, picked his pocket and stopped it. Like, he literally could have skated into the net. Like, he didn't even have to shoot the puck. And Clayton Keller came in a note.
I did see that. It's an empty net, and I guess it would be Garnet Hathaway. It's a right shot.
Yeah.
And I saw like a still of him, like he's literally about to shoot, and then there's a player on his ass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Clayton Keller. Picks his pocket, and then like 45 seconds later, Keller scores the game tying goal with the empty net, and then Clayton Keller, I believe, scored the winner then too. It's just really funny. I
saw something that was like Garnet Hathaway sitting in the locker room with his gear still on.
yeah, it was like one of those like again like the fly like I couldn't believe it. Like it was like that's impossible. Like he Patrick Stefan that to like a very accurate degree. It was very funny.
Tough. But then the Flyers they waxed the Colorado Avalanche.
I saw that they did wax them big tonight in Colorado.
It was pretty good.
A team where or a place where Colorado has not lost much this year, but
yeah, they're kind of on a kid right now.
Yeah, but like you going back to Shane Wright, the kind of been what Dubas's MO has been. Like Shane Wright would kind of fit that. And that's actually like obviously Jason Robertson. I'm gonna fantasize about that until he ends up inevitably signing a long-term deal in Dallas. But like that is what I could see them doing at the trade deadline. Nothing major, like I mean, unless something crazy would develop, but like keeping your young guys, your young prospects, and keeping your high picks, but getting rid of some of those, even stacking some of those the later round picks for guys like the next Chinnikov, whether that would be like a Shane Wright or these guys are out there. They're everywhere. I mean, that don't develop quite right wherever they're at. They go and you buy low on a guy like that. And sometimes you get a Phil Tomasino. Sometimes you get a Tommy Novak or Igor Chinnikov.
Would you part with Ricard Raquel for Shane Wright?
I don't even know if it would take that, to be honest.
I think they want a top 6 winger.
Oh, geez.
Which, I mean, that's what they want. But Shane Wright's playing 13 minutes a night. And
what they want and what they get are two wildly different things. I also wanted, like, half of Carolina's farm system for Jake Gensel. Like, yeah, I mean, and what we got and what we want and what we get are way different things. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to get them for, like, a 4th and a 5th, but, like, you have a bevy of second-round draft picks in there. Like, you have what is going to be a high second round draft pick that's coming over from Winnipeg next year or this coming draft.
That's very true.
You do have some decent picks to move, which again, what Seattle wants and what Seattle gets are two wildly different. Now, Seattle fans, they're still new to this whole thing. They might not think that that's how it works, but you're going to find out very soon that Seattle's not run the smartest. I'm sorry to the Seattle fans, but no, I mean Shane Wright definitely fits the MO of what Kyle Dubas has had success at in Pittsburgh, and I think that is a much more realistic option for what we see at the trade deadline than literally anything else. Because again, there's still building that needs to be done to get this to a true Stanley Cup contender, but a guy like Wright, if he comes and develops a little bit this season, and then really breaks out next season,
center, can play wing if you need him to. I mean,
that really changes the consensus of what we do. So the Shane Wright thing is a very intriguing idea, and it's something that would be right up the way Dubas has operated in Pittsburgh would certainly be right in that wheelhouse. So I got something like that would definitely pique my interest because I think there is something there with Shane Wright still.
I think a lot of the Kraken are underperforming. Like, I feel like since that one good year they had, like, I just feel like no one really has, like, I don't even know if do they even have, I'm not going to look it up right this second, but like, I don't even know if they have like a 70-point guy on their team, like a 65-point guy. It's kind of a by committee group. Like Jordan Eberle's a little over the hill. Jared McCann had that one crazy year where he scored like 40. And he's not the same. Matty Beniers had a great year that one year. He hit the sophomore slump, and then he's kind of been in a sophomore slump for years. I think they're better players than what the product looks like. But if they're shopping around Shane Wright, like you said, it's a Dubas move to go after a guy like him and buy low on him. And I mean, you see what you got in a guy like that, but. And we're talking. I'm kind of talking trade deadline. I mean, it's January 23rd. We're recording this, but I mean, February is going to come here. Is going to get here very soon. We're entering the last week of January. There's a few weeks off for the Olympic break, and then you get back, and trade deadline is pretty much upon us.
Yeah, I think it's like a week after, if that. Now there is a roster freeze coming up. At some point here in the next week or so. So like that will obviously you can't do any trading during that stretch.
You think GMs will be chatting?
Oh, I'm sure. A bunch of them are going to be over there anyway. Like Bill Guerin, Dubas is going to be over there. He's a part of the Canadian leadership team. Yeah, those guys are all there. There's going to be talk. Yeah, there's going to be.
You think there'll be some bottles of red wine over in Milano, Italy, and they will be chatting about prospective trades when the roster freeze ends?
Oh, I'm sure they're going to be. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of chatter about names and maybe frameworks of deals. Obviously, maybe discussed as well. But I mean, it's after we have. I believe the Penguins have 6 or 7 games between now and the Olympic break.
Yeah, I think it's 7 games or 6 games.
And I think I don't have a calendar. I think the trade deadline's the 6th of March, if I'm correct, which is I believe is a Friday. I mean, but that Shane Wright, Igor Chinnikov type trade is one that I think the Penguins will at least explore those kind of options that are out there, because they've been successful at them.
They have. I mean, they've gotten good value out of some of these. I don't know. I guess you'd call them risks.
I mean, they're low buy risk. I mean, tough to really call them risks because you're not really giving up. They're just kind of like gambles, I guess, more or less than risks.
Fun little note here. I was looking up because I saw that Igor Chinnikov has a trophy next to one of his. He actually won, and I knew this right when I saw it. Avangard Omsk. They won the Gagarin Cup in 2020, 2021. You know who was on that team? Ilya Kovalchuk.
What year was that?
2020, 2021.
Was that like a just like a collection of Russian hockey players?
That's in the KHL. That's like the
that's their okay. And
Ilya Kovalchuk's final year of professional hockey, he won the Gagarin Cup for like the third time, I think.
What team was that with?
Avangard or Omsk Avangard.
Okay, that's where Chinnikov's from. He's from Omsk.
He's from Omsk. Yeah. But man,
who else on that? Anybody else on that team that sticks out?
Yeah, dude, winning a Gagarin Cup with Kovalchuk and then playing with Evgeny Malkin, like he's collecting Infinity Stones.
He is collecting famous Russian hockey players like Infinity Stones.
Let's see, 2021 Gagarin Cup. It's always funny when you see these rosters because some in the KHL because sometimes they have like an American dude.
They do, yeah. They will like Scott Wilson played in the KHL for a couple years, and he like popped up on some like random rosters and stuff.
Oh, there is somebody that Penguins fans will know that won this.
American?
No, Russian.
Oh, Russian?
Yeah.
Let me take a guess here.
If you guess this, I will be shocked.
Did he play for the Penguins?
He did. He was actually considered maybe like the next Russian superstar.
Played for the Penguins.
Oh wait, was it Nikita Soshnikov, or am I thinking of Sergei Plotnikov?
Plotnikov, you're thinking of. Yeah, he had like a short cup of tea in Pittsburgh and then just flamed out and went back to Russia.
Okay, so that's not who this is.
Oh, okay. I was going to guess Plotnikov when you said like next, like Russia, like that. I'm like, oh, they liked Plotnikov when he came over.
But I think if I'm not totally mistaken here, I just need to re-enter this because I don't want to give the wrong information here. Let's see here. Reed Boucher.
That name sounds familiar.
He sounds American. Alexei Emelin. Klim Kostin. Ilya Kovalchuk. Igor Chinnikov. All those guys played in the NHL. I'm positive of it. Positive. Simon Rubek. Alexander Yaremchuk. No. Igor Bobkov. Hell of a name. Let's see. Anyone else on here that looks like they might have played in the NHL? Oh, this was the year before they got Nail Yakupov. Oh, no, Nail Yakupov was on this team. Former first overall pick of the Edmonton Oilers, along with Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Connor McDavid. Yeah, man. Like, there's Nail Yakupov, Ilya Kovalchuk, Igor Chinnikov, Klim Kostin, and Alexei Emelin all won the Gagarin Cup that year for Avangard Omsk. And you know who the coach was? Bob Hartley.
Holy hell. Wow. Former Stanley Cup champion.
No wonder they won. They were stacked.
Yeah. Wow. So they had Chinnikov, and that was Kovalchuk's final professional season.
Yeah, I guess the next year he terminated his contract, and he
never played again.
He basically retired.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he is. How old is he right now? He is 40, almost 43. He is almost 43. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a freak.
That guy was sick, though.
What a freak. Absolute freak.
You remember that game where Sid took the penalty on him? They were going at it all game.
Yeah, and then he pointed the penalty box.
Power play goal, and he just points at Sid in afterwards. And I think in the interview he says, you're not you're not Mario Lemieux yet, or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been man alive. He would have been with Atlanta then. What a wild. Dude, that guy, he was just so good, man. He was so good.
I kind of wanted him to come to Pittsburgh when he came back from Russia.
Yeah, I thought maybe they might try to a name that I was very intrigued with. Remember he signed that ridiculous contract, and the NHL was like, no, you can't do that.
Was that with New Jersey?
Yeah.
And then he
took
came
them
back and he played with
the
Capitals in LA, and he played with Montreal, and he did all right in Montreal as like a 39-year-old.
Oh yeah, he did.
LA at one point was just collecting like old retired Hall of Famers. Like they had I don't know about Hall of Famers, but I remember one year they got Milan Lucic, and they got Roma Ginla one year, and then they got Ilya Kovalchuk one year too.
Yeah, they went through a stretch. They went through a stretch where they were just accruing random players that were past their prime.
Those were funny years. Well, Robbie, the Penguins go 3 for 3 on the road, which
they do so far. They have one more on Sunday in Vancouver to wrap up this road trip, and Vancouver is not in a good way right now.
Maybe it's a tough game. Win in BTA.
Yes, and maybe you can bring Elias Pettersson back with them.
Would you take a risk on that guy?
No, I'd take Connor Garland.
I would take Connor Garland.
Or if you could buy low on Hoglander.
What about getting Drew O'Connor back?
No. Is O'Connor even in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a post that the Flyers might be in on Drew O'Connor.
I mean, he's a fine hockey player. I just don't know if it's going to work in Pittsburgh.
Sure. Yeah. Sherwood would have been nice, but he's a little too old for what I think the Penguins are kind of.
Oh yeah, he's 31, and they wanted way too much for him. And again, I'm not convinced that scoring rate is going to keep up.
No, and if you want someone that goes out there to create energy, there's other guys I think.
At a much cheaper cost, and again, he hits everything, but I'm not convinced that scoring rate is it can be sustained long term.
I mean, people forget that he was he didn't start scoring like this until he's 30 years old. It didn't start happening until he was 28 or 29.
Yeah, there's late blooming, and then there's just heaters. So
he was on he was on Nashville, I think, for a while. He was on he was on teams that weren't really scoring crazy anyways. So he's probably getting more ice time, more opportunity. On a playoff team or a really competitive team, he's a third or fourth liner probably.
Yeah, I think he'll be good for San Jose. I think he'll play well there, and I think he can definitely help bring them along. Because I think it's not if they go to plan, he'll eventually be a third line guy, penalty killer that hits literally anything that moves. But
yeah, totally.
All right, man. We'll talk. Be back some point after the Penguins wrap up this trip and get back home. But Snail, if you don't have anything else, I don't have anything else.
When did they play again?
Sunday. It would probably be early afternoon, or I think it's 6 o'clock my time, so it's
Seahawks play the Rams at 3 PST, and
those games are at the same time. Yes,
that scares me a bit. At least if one's not going good, I can flip to the other one.
Yeah, fair.
Who do you got? Who do you got?
I have New England and Seattle.
I kind of do too, but wouldn't it be sick if it was Seattle and the Denver Broncos going to the Super Bowl again with a
Seattle,
quarterback?
That's a very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to watch that play out.
Or they play the Patriots and they get redemption for Deflategate and they just wax the Patriots.
Seattle, I think, is the best team standing right now. I'm going Seattle and New England on Sunday. But I'm sure the city is buzzing again.
Fireworks. I don't know if that happens in Pittsburgh, but every touchdown and when they win, it's the whole city. Everyone's lighting off fireworks. At least out here in the suburbs.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, Rob, that's all I got, man. We can get out of here and we'll regroup next week probably.
All right, everyone. So, we'll regroup next week. Penguins play on Sunday. They're in the midst of a 3-game winning streak, one of the hottest teams in the NHL right now, and they are moving up the standings. So, until we speak again, everybody have a safe weekend. If you're out east, stay inside, stay warm. If you're somewhere that had better weather, Don't talk to me. We'll talk to you guys later next week. Later.